Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Starmade. In today's episode, I definitely want to continue on the factory. We need to have some additions, most of all functional additions. So we want to add a bunch more recipes, we want to sort out all of our stuff. And I took myself the liberty of already starting a little bit with that. So why don't we go ahead and have a look at the changes I have currently implemented, which are first and foremost adding a terrain blocks section. So in here we are storing all of our terrain blocks and right here we are storing all of our flora. But we will still have to add a bunch of things. However, I added all of the storage areas, so each of these areas does have an inventory assigned to them, and we're just gonna eventually fill it up. Maybe let's enable the lighten mode, there you go, so now you can see something. Anyways, currently I am crafting a bunch of cargo spaces. I'm going to require them in order to expand this area, because it is already completely filled up. And we're gonna do that by adding 49 more of those guys, the cargo spaces, and now we should have more space in here to add this terrain and grass, and the only thing that I'm really missing is lava, so let's grab that. Yeah, here is all of our junk loot that we still have to kind of sort out and take care of. So I think I could take about 150,000 lava pieces with me. Yeah, look at that, it just has a volume of 1,500. So we can even go with 400,000 more. Oh, 400,000, what am I thinking? It's 40,000 that I can add more. Yeah, look at that. Okay, now we can add that to the list as well. And now we have something of everything in here, which is great. But we will also have to hook up this space to the actual main inventory, because I want to be able to just throw everything in here and the individual inventories will grab the respective stuff that they need. And therefore, we're gonna have a look in here and change items to auto pull. And of course we have to add all of these items, starting with the blue rock. There we go, we want to auto pull about 1,000, or let's do just 100 of each with each tick. Even though after some looting periods this might take a while, so let's go with 1,000 instead. And this will update once we get out of this menu, don't worry about that. We want to add red dirt, also 1,000 units, etc, etc. Let me just go quickly through this list. And there we go, everything is in here, which means we can hook it up to this main chest and it's gonna keep pulling items from here, so we don't really have to sort them out ourselves, which is good. Right, then another thing I wanted to do, what are we storing in here? All of the capsules, do I have that programmed in? Yeah, look at that. So we should also select this guy and hook it up to the main storage chest, because sometimes I'm looting capsules from pirates and therefore they need to be sorted out as well. The same thing right here. Here we are pulling the crystal composite and alloyed metal meshes. Okay, so we got that sorted out as well. Let's see, another thing we should definitely do is hook up this chest. Oh, look at that, it is connected to so many things, but we want to hook it up to the main inventory as well. Right here we are pulling everything that is armor. Right here we are storing the normal hull, the standard hull, the advanced hull, and it's going to be distributed in the crafting system where it is needed. And then right here at the bottom we are only storing gray hull, but you know, sometimes we will be looting that from pirates as well, so there you go. Are we actually auto-pulling something else here? No, it's just the gray hull, so that is good. Right, and now the only thing I haven't really taken care of is the paint. Oh no, how are we gonna do that? We need the red paint right here in order to make red hull, so we could maybe take these and also hook them up right here. What are they auto-pulling here? They are just pulling the stuff that they need, right? So that is good. So we should hook up this road to this main chest as well, so they can grab stuff from the main inventory if needed. Right, and up here it kind of changes because we have several paints. Let's see, what are we producing here? Standard armor, so not really the paint. We are using the paint right here. Yeah, that's right, so we should hook up the first inventory here to our main cargo chest. There we go, everything is hooked up now. That means all of the paints will also be automatically pulled out of this system. Great. Alright, let's take care of the next thing on my list, which is actually producing a few activation modules so I can see which one of those guys is currently active, because sometimes I will have to produce items over time. For instance, the basic factory currently is making all of the cargo spaces, and it can just do that in the background. I don't even need to speed it up. But I still want a visual representation when this thing is actually active. So let's have a look in the standard factory, I believe that is. We need an activation switch. Yeah, activation module. We want to produce about 3 of those guys. Or actually exactly 3. What am I talking about? There we go, deactivate activation module. We want this guy to be next to those. How do we do this nicely? Maybe we take apart this one and this guy, and then we place an activation module on top of this one so that we could potentially influence this guy, right? So let's see, if I disable this now, then also the production is disabled, but if I enable it again, then the production is enabled, and therefore we can exactly see what is going on. However, we could make this even nicer by having the activation module kind of behind it, and then we might want to produce a light source. Let's actually see, are the lights in the basic factory? No. These are not the kinds of lights I was looking for. Let's have a look into the standard factory. Maybe we can produce it here. Yeah, that is gonna be good. We're gonna go with a light that we actually can produce. Let's go with green. Yeah, that should be good. Green. Can we produce it? We need green rod. Oh no, you need to produce the rods first. Okay, so we need a green rod and glass. That is mighty interesting. Let's go ahead, and within this basic factory we're gonna produce this green rod, and for that purpose we need to hook it up to those guys. There we go, we already got a green rod. We want to have 3 of those guys. This is also one thing we should add to our automatic crafting chain in order to craft all of the light blocks. Okay, now that we have the green rod light, we can place it in here, and we also want to hook it up to this chest because in here we have our glass. And there we go, we produced one of those guys, and done. Thank you very much. I'm gonna grab those guys, and we're gonna remove this again, place the green light on top of it, then we want to hook both of them up together, and now whenever it is deactivated, the light will also be deactivated, including the basic factory, etc, etc. You get the basic gist. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing for a standard factory and for the advanced factory. Okay, so the next step of this factory is going to include crafting all of the ingots that are available to us, including all of the crystals, which are not ingots, so I don't know why I said including, but I just went with it and now I'm just rambling. Stop it, Nathan. But before we do that, someone actually suggested something really great in order to get rid of the cables, something that I didn't consider up until now. I mean, this is just too chaotic, it's too many cables and we cannot really deal with it. But what we could do is, instead of pulling stuff right here into the inventory directly, we could pull it into a storage chest and afterwards into this inventory. But yeah, this will include actually reconnecting all of the chests, which is gonna suck a little bit, but I think it's gonna be worth it so we can get rid of most of the cabling, at least the ones that are sticking out here. But yeah, that is probably a thing for off-camera work. I'm not gonna bore you with the procedure. However, what I'm gonna bore you with is the next step in our chain, which is crafting a bunch more factories and stuff. Let's actually find out where the ingots are being produced. Not in the standard factory, so maybe in the basic factory. Yeah, look at that. All of the ingots are available right here. There aren't too many. They also come in wedges. Do we need the wedged versions? Probably only for building purposes. Anyways, okay, we know it is made in the basic factory. Fortunately enough, I have a bunch of those guys available still. We're gonna hook them up right here and just check out what we have to do exactly for the ingots. So the first one is Fertikine ingot. I would like to produce this en masse. And deactivate. I just want to see the production. So we only need Fertikine capsules for this. Easy enough. Let's see, I'm probably gonna start my crafting chain right here with all the crystals, etc. Let's try to make a similar pattern to this one, though we're not gonna nearly use as many factories, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, okay, so I started with a basic cargo storage right here on this level, 2 layers above the lava. Let's do that. 1, 2, right here is gonna go our storage chest, but of course it is facing completely into the wrong direction. I would like to see this in the front. Okay, in here we are gonna store all of the ingots after they have been produced. Maybe we're gonna use some of them for further production, so this might or might not be useful. Then next up we want a basic factory right here, 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 and there. I believe there are 6 ingots, right? Want to change this production to the Vertikine ingot. There we go. Then this one on the right side is gonna be the Highlight ingot. Next up we have the Chisper ingot. Then we also have the Macet ingot. Then we have Sapsun ingot. And last but not least we have the Threns ingot. No, it's not last but not least. There's still one more. So we have to add one more basic factory right here to kind of round it off. The yeah, that ingot. Okay, great. All of them are set up. Now, most of them will just be using this inventory right here with all of the capsules, so we can actually set that up, and this should have already worked perfectly. Then this is also using just the capsules. So maybe let's just hook them all up and see if any of them don't work. Okay, we have Chisper, we have Vertikine, we have Highlight, we don't have Macet. Oh, we don't yet have enough Macet capsules. Maybe we are lacking the ingots once again. And this one isn't working either. We don't have Threns capsules. I'm kind of surprised. Then in here, Circaner capsules, we also need 5, but don't have 5. And here we need Sapsun capsules. Okay, where are all these capsules? I mean, look at that. We have so many here. One of them I didn't even hook up properly. Sapsun ingots is of course working, and if I do recall correctly, we had an incredible amount of them already. Look at that, 1,600. It barely fits in here. Okay, that is good. I can't believe that we don't have Threns capsules. It seems I will have to do some more mining. I thought by now I almost have every ingot and stuff. Oh, what you gonna do, what you gonna do? Next we need to set an inventory for those guys. Here are gonna be, no, not the crystals, the ingots. Okay, and we want to set that up. Change items to auto pull, add single, and we are going to add all of the ingots naturally, and I think pulling just one at a time is gonna be enough for this. So let me just quickly finish that. Ooh, look at that Surtees ingot. I didn't see that. Maybe that is crafted in the advanced factory. Yeah, every other ingot I got. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ingots. And right here we only have 7, so there's definitely one missing. Let's have a look into the advanced factory and just check if it is here. It was something with Surtees. Oh, how is that crafted? Maybe I just missed it. Okay, that is strange. I didn't see this happening. So I guess we need to add one more guy here. So it's probably best if we remove this guy and place it right here instead. Okay, and now we also have 8 in this production line. Of course, we shouldn't forget to hook it up. Beautiful. Okay, next up are going to be the crystals. I want also a good collection of crystals at my disposal. They are crafted. Oh, I can craft ice crystals? That is interesting. How? With ice? Oh my gosh. Oh, we have to add that to the crafting chain. Definitely. So just with a standard factory, we can craft ice crystals. Did you know that? I feel like such a fool that I didn't know that, because look at that, we have plenty of ice, I believe. Yeah, we have so much ice. Okay, we're gonna produce some ice right here, and I didn't mean to hook this up, I just meant to produce the crystal. Okay, and here we are producing the ice crystals, which means we need to hook it up to the terrain chest. There we go, and now it should be producing that. Oh yeah, we have ice crystals forever, guys. How did this even happen? Oh my gosh. Best thing ever. Anyways, we also need to hook up this inventory to all of these guys, so it is pulling back the stuff that we are making. I want all of the stuff to be pulled in here. And of course, we need to define the items to pull, which are basically, again, all of the ingots. So let me just quickly do that. And last but not least, since it is in this crafting chain, we also want to pull the ice crystals out of the system. We want to select the ingots chest right there and hook it up to this one, which will pull all the items out of here. Of course, ice crystals is more like a terrain here, right? I have that already in here, which means we also need to pull from there and get stuff into here, the ice crystals. And look at that, it did actually pull, which is amazing. Let's also grab some more cargo storages and we're gonna apply them to this chest because as you can see, it is already full again and therefore we can just stack this up one more time. Okay, let's continue with the last project, which was crafting all of the crystals. Are the crystals here? Black crystal armor. I don't want to make armor, do I? Maybe it's in the basic factory too. Yeah, look at that. It's in the basic factory. All the crystals are right here. This is exactly what I want to craft. And we're gonna do this similarly to before. It's probably also 8 crystals, right? So we are gonna need an additional basic factory. Let's see, yeah, basic factory, craft me one of those please. And before I forget, we should also sort out the ingots from right here. So in case I actually loot a bunch of pirates, for instance, the Matisse crystals we want to sort out later on, but also ingots. And therefore we need to select this chest and make it pull from the main inventory, the sorting out chest as well. And therefore all of the stuff will be pulled in here first and then sorted out to where it belongs. Okay, great. Now we have an additional 8 basic factories, which means we are gonna place them right here adjacent to the other ones. Well, not directly adjacent, but we're gonna make a similar pattern to over there. Of course, afterwards we're gonna add decorations, but I'm not sure if we have time for this in today's episode. Main thing is that we advanced with the factory quite considerably in terms of producing blocks. Okay, right here, crystals. I'm going to add the same thing as before. So let me just actually do this off camera. Though, let's have a look at the recipes first. Yeah, they seem to be using the capsules only as well, which is good. Hopefully they are using different capsules than the ingots. That would be great. But I'm going to do that and then I'm going to add a crystal chest, and once everything is hooked up, I'll be right back. Okay, there we go guys. I think I'm done so far. I've made, a little attempt at a similar decoration for this part right here. I also used the same color coding technique just in order to distinguish the various inventories so I know which one is producing what. The only ingot I haven't produced yet is the that ingot. But all of the crystals I'm actually able to produce. The crystals are being pulled back into this inventory just like the ingots, and then they are being pulled into one of these inventories. Here we have the crystals, and as you can see, we already have a nice collection of them. Great, so there we go. I would say in the next episode we tend a little bit more to the building aspects again, especially now that we have plenty of new blocks. The only thing that we are still going to need is the production of wedged blocks actually, and therefore we are going to expand this system in the next episode besides the building aspect. However guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to leave down your ratings and feedback. Have a great time, and hopefully I'm going to catch you in the next one. Bye bye.